Teofimo Lopez announcing retirement again. Teofimo Lopez said no to a December 9th date. Heisman night that's always reserved for Teofimo Lopez. Ladies and gentlemen, in a recent interview Teofimo Lopez had with Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri, Pro Box TV, shout out to them to them gentlemen. Teofimo Lopez, let me say this right quick. Y'all already know Teofimo Lopez. I support Teofimo Lopez 100%. Support his career. Love what he has done in this young career. I believe he's the most decorated young fighter in the sport of boxing. One of the most decorated champions in the sport of boxing. But let's talk about this interview, right? We got to break it down unbiasedly, logically, and objectively. That's the only way I know how to break it down. When people give my respect, it's because I'm fair. And I break it down, unbiasedly, logically, and objectively, no matter who it is. Now, I believe first and foremost that Teofimo Lopez has to do a better job in compartmentalizing his thoughts, his ideas, and minds, so when he expresses to the world in interviews of sort, people understand exactly his point, where he's coming from. You understand what I'm saying? They may ask him a question and he probably leads to another idea or another opinion of his, because you have so much, you can see that he has so much to share, so much to say, and he's not compartmentalizing his thoughts in a very effective way. Now, a person like me, I understand what he's talking about, but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean necessarily that everybody understands where he's coming from and things of that nature. You understand what I'm saying? It's like you want to be effective in what you coming across, in the ideas you express. It's almost like, I always say that boxing translates to life itself. You want to be effective, right? You could be effective, you could be aggressive, even in your approach, whether it's physical or communication wise. You don't want to smother, you know what I'm saying? When you see a fighter and he got you on the ropes and stuff like that, you don't want to smother your ideas, you don't want to smother your thoughts, you don't want to smother your mind, and you don't want to, because you want it to be effective. You want your speech, you want your thoughts, you want your mind, you want your idea to be effective. And I think that Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, needs to do a better job, and that's what everybody sometimes, when you got a lot of things build in inside your heart, you know what I'm saying, in your mind and stuff like that, and then when you actually get the chance to express everything you really that you've been thinking about, that you've been creating in your mind, and then it comes out like a machine gun, you know what I'm saying, and that's what it is. It's not that what he's saying is wrong. What I'm saying is, I think he needs to compartmentalize his mind, his thoughts, and everything else. You know what I'm saying? If somebody wants information, they ask you one question, anybody, right? That's why you got files, right? If I be like, hey, yo, man, what's a certain thing, you want to just pull that file up. You want everything to be in order so everything could be effective, right? So I think that's what I got off the interview. I want Teofimo Lopez should compartmentalize his thoughts and mind and express it the way, so he won't talk about one subject and then leads to another subject and things of that nature. Also, I believe that the retirement talk is a disservice, I believe, to himself, because in the same, you can't say it doesn't make too much how you say it, it's not effective if you're saying I'm retired, but then you're saying that you're staying in the gym and stuff like that, that you're going to stay active in the gym, you're going to spar. So you're not retired, you're waiting for the right moment. You know what I'm saying? When you say you retire, it pops the air balloon of the boxing fans. It pops the air balloon because, of course, you are the 140-pound king. You are the lineal king. You are the top dog. And when the top dog is saying, I'm retired, you know what I'm saying? It just pops the air balloon. Now, why he's saying he's retired, he also expressed it. I'm going by the interview, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going by the interview. Also expressed that, he's moved up to a super WBO super, and congratulates, give thanks to the WBO for elevating him as a super champion to take care of his personal business. Now, I'm going to keep it unbiased, logically, and objectively. I supported Jamal Charlo. You already know that he was going through marital problems, fatherhood, and y'all already know I always say that fatherhood is prominent in the sport of boxing. You know what I'm saying? Get your family straight. Be there for your kids. That's number one, and stuff like that. As a person, I understand and I respect Teofimo Lopez 100% of his decision. Yet, as the sport, as a fan of the sport as well, Jamal Charlos, who a lot of people feel like, he's supposed to be a champion in recess or stripped from his world title, so he won't hold it hostage and won't hold other people that don't got the personal issues and wanna elevate their careers. You know what I'm saying? It's not fair to them. It's not fair to them. I'm thinking, Teofimo Lopez petition, his team petition to become to be elevated as super WBO champion, because he wants to move up and fight the likes of the undisputed welterweight champion of the world. And he set it himself up because he wants greatness. He wants greatness. So it was the air balloon pop, because as a fan, I didn't want to hear that I'm elevated as a super WBO to take time off. Again, if it's not fair, I understand, like with Jamal Charlo, I understand Teofimo Lopez, you know what I'm saying? And hopefully, he get it all, everything is all well in his family, and his kid. Fatherhood is prominent. Beautiful. A father always taking care of his kids and putting his last name first. I understand that. But also, there's a sport that even Teofimo Lopez feel like if it ain't right, if promoters and everybody is not moving right, that boxing, that nobody won't be want a part of boxing. But you're one of the faces of boxing. So when one of the faces of boxing is saying at the highest of his peak, I'm retiring, it's almost like you're cutting. There's nothing to look forward to. And I think that's why I think he did a disservice by keep saying he's retired, but yet in the same token, he's waiting for the right opportunity, going to stay in the gym. So don't say that you're retired. I'd rather say I'm W, and that's just me, you know what I'm saying? WBO. I'm going up. I'm going to be a 3-division world champion. Either Bill Crawford vacates the world title, I'll fight Alexis Rocha for the title, or I'm going to be great because I am the takeover. You sold the people the takeover. Take over. No step back. That's just me as a fan. Stop. Don't say you're retired. You're the takeover, baby. You're the takeover. Take the fuck over. Take it over. You in position to take over. If you want to lead the way to take over the sport of boxing and you know what I'm saying, and for the boxing to stay alive, take over. Don't let it die. So I wasn't. I'm not. Again, if a person wants to retire and cut it quits, that's on them. You know what I'm saying? It's a tough sport. It's a life or death type of sport. I understand the sacrifices and things of that nature. So I respect every man and woman that needs to take care of their priorities, their family first. Their priorities, their family first, and handle and handle it. And that's all good with me. But if we're talking about the sport of boxing, that's why I support Teofimo Lopez 100%. If you say I call it quits, but if he retires, then the next one up. It's just like when you're going through things at your job and you have a leave of absence, all right? Leave of absence. Your job is going to look out for you. There's some employees that's going to be looking out for the betterment of your mental, of your physical, or your health, and they'll let you, you know what I'm saying, go get time off. You got sick days, right? You leave of absence, right? But that doesn't mean they're not going to get somebody else in your to work your position. Imagine that. Okay, you're going to leave of absence, and then they have that position as a whole. So that's what I'm trying to say. Have the leave of absence. Do what you got to do. Take care of business. But the WBO has to take responsibility and accountability to keep the division going. So the next one up needs that opportunity. So that's what I'll say. The beginning of the interview, he's saying retirement, so that was like a pop, the balloon air pop right there. And that's my take on it. Teofimo Lopez, in my opinion, is already a Hall of Famer. Teofimo Lopez doesn't got nothing to prove. In my opinion, Teofimo Lopez, he got more. He has an opportunity to enhance his legacy and add more to his resume. But I'm just saying he got nothing to prove in terms of Teofimo Lopez, one of those guys that we don't need to beg for a fight. He don't marinate or build fights because he just fights anybody, anytime, any place. But if he's already saying no to a fight in December 9th, you know what I'm saying, and hopefully he gets a big fight in February. But how can I express that that the takeover is here and the takeover is now, the takeover is forever? I always say that. I believe he's the captain of the generation, the commander-in-chief. But the chief and the commander don't quit. They don't take a step back. They don't take a step back. They keep on marching forward. And that's what I believe. Teofimo Lopez should just keep on marching forward. And he's strong enough, he's smart enough to keep on marching forward. That's just my opinion. That's my guy. I consider my brother as a friend. And as a friend, real friends allowed real friends to express their thoughts and for the betterment of them. So that's what real is. So I just think that, Teofimo Lopez got to just do a better job in compartmentalizing his thoughts and minds so he could be understood. And so he won't stress himself out, or he won't feel so mad of what's going on in the sport of boxing, or his personal life, just like everybody else. I had to do the same thing. There's people that need to do the same thing. Some people that can't identify, don't know how to compartmentalize their mind, their thoughts, their ideas, their feelings, their emotions. You know what I'm saying? Because the emotions also could get the best of you. So let me know what y'all think, man. Subscribe to the channel, smash the like button. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez. Shout out to Pro Box TV, doing a hell of a job in the sport of boxing. Paulie Malignaggi, Chris Algieri, and everybody else, man. Love y'all. God bless. And on to the next.